YouTube, welcome back to another video of Blue Collar Money. In today's video, I just want to go over something that I saw on Instagram. And in this Instagram post, I saw medium income by ethnicity in the United States. And to my surprise, I saw Latinos at the bottom of the list. And I asked myself, why might that be? Every time you think about Latinos, you think about like hard work, specifically, Mexican Americans. You think about hard work and you think, hard work, you should be able to make more. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Also, it seems like Latinos work a lot of blue collar jobs. They're on the construction sites, they're in, automotive shops, they're in these different types of areas. So you'd figure, why does it seem like they make the less in the United States? Being, first generation, my mom's Salvadorian, my dad's Mexican, and I also work blue collar. It's only right that I make this video and give some of my opinion. First things first, I want to talk about immigrants starting from the ground up. So when they come over here, they have very limited resources and often occupy these jobs that don't pay a high amount. Usually, they start off as, house cleaners or yard workers, and this is just unskilled labor, and they just pay whatever they pay. Building something from ground up and you don't have any resources, it's kind of hard to just pass down anything at all, right? And it can be another way around too, right? There's immigrants that come here, they start very successful businesses, but by the time they try to pass it down to their children, either their children blow off all the money or they blow off all the money or send it to their, native countries. My next 2 points is mindset and education. So what I mean by education, it's not like, college or anything, not to say that Latinos are less educated. What I mean by education is specifically financial education. This is just what I've seen, right? And this is not just limited to Latinos, but every time I try to talk to somebody about finances, there's always a resistance to want to learn about finances. And also on top of that, in the Latino household, it's kind of weird to talk about money, right? Like we always kind of learn that like money's not the most important thing and don't worry about money. But in my mind, that was always kind of weird because while yes, money isn't everything, but then I'll turn around and see, people work 80, 90 plus hours a week at work just to kind of exchange time for money. In my mind, that was always like, okay, so we're not supposed to worry about money, but then give every waking hour to try to get money. Like to me, that just made no sense. And back to the education part, anytime I try to talk about interest rates or savings or debt management, it was always met with like, oh, you just think about money too much. Not that I think about money too much. It's just more like, I refuse to give up 40 hours of my week for the rest of my life just to, get $1. To the education part, yeah. So anytime that I try to speak about finances, it's always just kind of met with like, oh, just don't worry about that, or just, it's not the most important thing. And that leads me into mindset as well. Just things that I've seen. Again, this is not just limited to Latinos, but just from what I've seen, this mindset, like I hear things like, why would I want to save for retirement if, what if I die tomorrow? Or why would I want to save for retirement and then we'll pull out the money at 6 years old and then I'm not going to be able to enjoy my money because I'm too old to enjoy it. Those are just the things that I hear, right? And so in my mind, I'm like, no, like personally, I want to learn about these things to, break that cycle of starting from ground zero. I think needs to change is mindset and education. And again, mindset, like, in my mind, again, I didn't want to exchange time for money. Not that like I don't want to work hard. Of course, I'm going to work hard. Of course, in my younger years, I'm going to try to work hard to, invest into my future, be able to hopefully one day start a business and do different things. But again, that's the mindset shift of not just hoping that these things would happen, but also educate myself on how these things can happen, on how to start a successful business. Changing the mindset of having the dollar work for you, not you working for the dollar. Like we can't be slaves to the system and slave to the dollar. Like, for example, why am I going to go into a $60,000 or $80,000 debt? Like that's a big thing in the Latino community. We want these nice trucks, and so trucks nowadays are like 80 to 100 grand or 60 to 80 grand, and so we'd go quickly into debt for that. But why would I want to go into $60,000 to $80,000 of debt when possibly you don't even make that much in a year? And even if you do make $80,000 in a year, you're gonna spend that on a truck. I mean, that's insane. And again, we got to think about these things like that's not even including taxes, maintenance on the car, and those things that go along with it. It's a lot of stuff. Some of these things a lot of people don't think about because they're just like, oh, I just want to enjoy my money right now. I work hard, so I deserve it. And so that's one of the mindset shifts. Like, we can't be a slave to, the system or the dollar. We got to change up and make that dollar work for us. And we got to level up our education as well. We got to learn how these things work. We got to learn how interest rates work. Like, again, if we buy that $80,000 truck and we have a 10% interest rate, that's going to be a lot. And for 7 years, I mean, that's going to be a lot of money. By the time that stuff, by the time at the end of that loan, it's going to be way more than $80,000. And on top of that, the truck goes down in value. So just learning how things work, we got to level up our education and see that, we don't become slaves to the system, because obviously the banks, they want you to get these loans because they're making money off of us. But we got to actually make money off of our money, off of the hard-earned money that we get. And in my opinion, those are just some of the things that I've seen, and some of the things that I'd see that needs to change is mindset and the will to, financially educate yourself. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Again, follow me here on Blue Collar Money. Follow me on Threads, on Instagram. Until next time, guys.